All right. So for anybody who doesn't know me, I'm Karen Sinnett. I'm our sales lead at Digital Reach. I'll be hosting today. I'm also being joined by our head of training and my co-team lead in craft beer drinking, Stepan Gercic. You probably know him. He's kind of like a HubSpot superstar. So he's going to be supporting me, answering some questions towards the end, also throughout the entire webinar. If you guys have anything to chat in, please do so. Stepan's going to be eyeing that for me because I'm not the best multitasker. So you'll be having someone much more knowledgeable answering those questions. But today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be going through the HubSpot Prospecting Workspace. It's a new tool. We're really excited about it. We're going to talk about how it can help boost some of your team's sales efficiency by using the tool. So we'll discuss some of these items. We'll also go into a 15-minute demonstration and discussion, and then we'll conclude with a quick Q&A. So let's see here. Let's actually continue on here towards the agenda. So before jumping into the demonstration and showing you what this tool looks like, I actually want to take a quick step back, which is where we're going to start and talk about some of the challenges that sellers face today with the tech stack that they are kind of forced to use to go through their sales motions. And like, spoiler alert, it kind of sucks. But I think it's really important for us to understand why these new features and updates are really valuable, rather than just seeing them as new things that are coming out that we all have to learn. So we're going to start there. It's going to help executives and managers understand why this is important to implement as well. Once we do that, we're going to jump into the demo. I'm going to walk you through the interface, try to show you how to use the tools efficiently. So
here we go. This is the homepage for the Prospecting Workspace. As you can see here, there is a beta symbol up here. So this is new. If you aren't familiar, this is something that was released during HubSpot's inbound conference, which was not very long ago. So there's still probably a lot of new things that are going to be coming out, and you're going to have to buckle up for those just like me. So as you can see, the thing that I really, really like about this is it brings all of the data that you need as a seller into one space. So I don't have to click into a whole bunch of tabs or navigate all throughout the CRM to find where I need to go to get my tasks done or see what I have on my calendar. All of these things up here on the right side are collapsible. So if you like to Marie Kondo your workspace, you can really do that, make it super nice and organized. But we're just going to quickly run through what some of these items are. So first of all, we've got the leads object here. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on leads and how the implications of that update, because we've done some of that before. I highly recommend looking at some of the resources that Mandy Thompson, our co-founder and CEO, has put out there on this. Super helpful stuff. But the leads object-ish, as we call it, that's something that you have in here. So it's going to be very helpful for your reps coming in to see what leads they have given to them, and they can jump in right away. Also, we've got the new task player. So if you've used the old task player, I think this new one is it's mind-blowingly good. So I can't wait to show it to you. It shows you what tasks you have due today. So it's really easy to jump into those. Additionally, you've got your overdue tasks. Shockingly, I only have one right now. That cannot possibly be accurate. But you can jump into those. And then a new thing from about 2 weeks ago is they also have a due tomorrow section, which is really helpful for sellers who like to plan their day out. I always find the most successful reps do that. So having this area where you can see what you have coming up the next day is super, super helpful. You also have sequence data. So when I open up the sequences little tab here, you can see that I can tell which sequences I have running. I can see how many contacts I have enrolled in each, what step I have up next, and then I can actually jump into that activity and run that sequence step. The last part here, again, this is going to help your reps be more intentional with what they're doing. So we've got new contacts. I can jump into those right away and start to engage with them. And then also this leads in wait, this email replies and people in waiting. If you ever forget to respond to somebody, it's happened to me before, this is a really helpful place as well. So it's going to help you be really prompt with your responses to folks and make sure that you're staying on top of your leads and nothing is falling through the cracks. Now, quickly on this left side over here, I love this task progress bar. So I can see how many things I have done and how far I've progressed through them throughout the day. I can also filter this to show my overdue tasks as well. And there's also some really great meeting data down here. A lot of people have KPIs around how many meetings you've set up, how many have been completed and qualified, et cetera. This is a really great, just high-level overview for someone coming in to know how many meetings do I have scheduled this month or this week, because I can actually change this. How many no-shows do I have so I can follow up with them? I think that's really great data. And then lastly, we've got just a little sliver of our schedule here. There is a much bigger schedule that I will show you, but it's a great at a glance area for me to go in and see what my day looks like. So with that being said, I'm going to hop over into some of these tabs here. So we've got leads, schedule, and feed. We'll do this pretty quickly. So the first thing you'll see here, I'm on the leads tab. So this is where you can filter all the leads that you have coming in, whether you want to just look at your new ones, the ones that you're attempting, the ones that you've connected with. You can also add leads from this screen. I really love that you can update the activities in here and set a task. One of my favorite things, I'll probably repeat this about the workspace, is not only can you see the data that you need, you can act upon it. And I can click into the data and go and edit things immediately. Again, reducing some of the clicks that you have, making your day a whole lot easier. Now, if I click on some of these leads, again, I'm not opening another tab. This is all happening inside of one screen. I can see immediately what this contact record has on it. I can learn about this person. I can update the lead status. I can also scroll down and see a lot of other information that would be on the left side view. Now, one of my other favorite things, if you've noticed up here, so these are the activity buttons. We'll get a little more into that in terms of how you'll go through your tasks and be able to launch some of these things to complete them. But you'll see right here, there's an enroll in a sequence button. As of right now, you can't do that from a normal contact record. You can only do that from a lead record here, or if I'm in my task layer, the new task layer from the workspace. So this is super, super important. I really want to highlight that. So if, for instance, I'm an inbound like SDR, right, and I get 10 new leads, there's probably some sort of sequence I need to enroll them in. So I can jump into my leads like I just showed you. I can pull this up. I can throw this person into a sequence, give them a call, send them a personalized email message. Really, really quick and easy way to go through this. So that's the leads tab. Next thing we've got is the schedule tab here. So as you can see, this is a much bigger view than the one that was on that main page there on the left side. I really like that you can manage this by weekday or month. And some people like to manage their entire day through this. And if you want to, that's fantastic, because I can actually come in here and launch meetings from this screen. I can see who's coming to my meetings. And if I forget, like, who the heck is this prospect that I set this demo up with? Again, it's actionable. I can click on that person's name and go into the contact record, see what kind of information they have, see what kind of web pages they've been visiting, what forms they submitted, and then prepare for my meeting so that I can be super intentional and provide valuable information. You can also see at the top here that you have your tasks. So this is going to help you as a rep plan out, like, okay, I only have one task due tomorrow. I've got 22 tasks due today. Maybe on Friday, I need to have a lot more activity. I've only got 2. This is going to help me know immediately, maybe I need to dig into the CRM and find some new accounts that I need to work, set up some new tasks for tomorrow so that I can have a really productive day. I really love having that at a glance. Tasks that I have also are showing up on my calendar, which I like. And the other thing I like, and I don't have a good example here, but if you have a HubSpot meeting set up in here and you forget to update the call outcome, I know that's crazy that a seller might do that, but you actually have the opportunity to act on that data from here. There will be a little banner that prompts you to update the call outcome from this meetings page, or excuse me, the scheduling page. Super, super valuable. So I think this is a great place for people to go if you want to manage your day. A lot of people like to manage it this way. Personally, I like to manage it just out of tasks, but I'll show you that in a minute. Then the last tab that we have here for prospecting is the feed. This might be like my favorite tool in general with HubSpot. I watch this like an absolute hawk. And again, this is what's going to help your reps be very intentional with their outreach. If I see that this Charlotte Walker character has opened my email and clicked on one of my links, that's going to indicate to me as a seller that she's either on her computer or she's by her phone. This is a really great time for me to reach out, because I'm obviously, not me personally, our business and our offering is obviously on her mind. So I love that the feed is now part of the Prospecting Workspace as well. All right, so we're cruising through this. That's the overview. The next thing I want to show you is what it looks like to go into the task layer, which I mentioned is new and improved. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go into my tasks that are due today. So before showing you how to use this, I just want to talk about what this looks like and what we're seeing here. Again, as I clicked into this is all in one tab. So we've got a split screen here. On the left side, I've got all of the tasks. I've got it filtered by all. So everything's queued up over on the left side. I love that I can see what kinds of activities these are just at a glance with phone call or email or just a to-do task. Then on the right side, I've got all the prospective opportunities. So I can see who this person is that I'm reaching out to. I can see what the last contact was with our organization, what kind of email communications have been going. So I've got information from the right side view and the left side view all pulled here. I've got properties over here. Again, just a lot of helpful information for me to have a really valuable conversation with this person. Now, once I'm ready to jump into my tasks, all of these activity buttons, again, this is actionable stuff. So my first task here is a phone call today. If I'm ready to run through these, all I'm going to do is hit this phone here. It's going to launch my dialer. I don't have to go into another system. This is all HubSpot. So this is, well, I think it's collapsed. Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and make this call. And then as I'm making this call, if this prospect answers, right here, I can take my notes down, which is fantastic. But if you're like, a really good HubSpot user, you hopefully have playbooks set up. And I absolutely love that I have access to my playbooks here. So if Jennifer happens to pick up, I can go ahead and launch this playbook and I can take my notes in here. So this is going to make your rep's life a lot easier. I love playbooks because it's just one place to document all your notes. And then once you log it, it goes directly to the contact record. You don't have to do anything else. It's going to log it as a meeting. Again, this is going to give you all the data that your team needs to know what meetings are happening and have all those notes inside your single source of truth. As I'm going through this, once again, I'm going to call this out. I have not left this tab. This is insane, right? We're all in one screen and we're all inside of HubSpot right now. Now, one other pro tip here, if you're using Sales Hub Pro, you have access to 5 playbooks. So if you have Sales Hub Pro and you're not using playbooks, I think that's an action item for you. Make sure that you check these out and start to set them up for your team because it's going to give them a really good idea and just kind of recipe of how to go through their calls and what notes to collect. Now, if you have Sales Hub Enterprise, one of my favorite features is you can map answers from playbooks to properties on records. So just think about how powerful that is. That can maybe trigger automation. Again, we're making things less difficult for your sales team. We're driving automation. We're making their job more efficient. So highly recommend looking into playbooks if you haven't done that yet. So that's how I could go through and launch a call here. I want to also call out the progress bar here at the top. I think is great. It gives you a nice visual to let you know how you're progressing through all of your tasks. And if you're anything like me, I don't like to go through my call and then send an email and then a call. Most reps that I know like to filter their tasks by ones that are similar, right? To keep your brain doing the same thing. So personally, when I start my day, I like to start with emails. Kind of gets me in the flow of, talking to prospects and getting my business brain on. So if I want to do that, I'll click into this. I've got all my email tasks over here. I can launch an email from here. I've got access to my documents and my templates, just like I would on a contact record. Once I send that out, I can go ahead and click this box. And this is how we're completing tasks, right? And then I'm going to see, hopefully that progress bar is going to update. Yes, it does. Now I'm immediately prompted to go into my next one here. I can review the contact record. I can get the email set up and I can send that out. Then once I'm done with this, like I said, maybe we go into a different kind of bucket of activities so that our brain can stay on one task at hand. Then I can go through all of my calls. If you decide, hey, I'm actually not ready to call this person, I should maybe kick this task out a day. You can easily edit from the screen as well, which is super duper helpful. You can add notes in here. Again, I'm going to keep saying it. We're all inside of one tab right here, which I think is great. And I want to also call out one more time. You can enroll in a sequence directly from the contact page here. Not something you do from a contact record. You can do it, but it's not super intuitive. You have to open up an email and then you can enroll them in a sequence. So I really love this. I think it's going to make people's life a whole lot easier. And then the other thing that I like, again, for those reps who like to plan their day, the day ahead, I like that I can also filter by my upcoming tasks. And again, I can jump into those. Maybe I can kick those out if I need to. Or this is just immediately telling me that I need more activities to plan for tomorrow. So I might have to do a little more prep work today. Last thing here, I want to call out, you can actually open deals from this screen. So if I actually connect with a prospect and they end up being qualified, I can come in here and get that deal open immediately. If you've ever used a SalesLoft or an Outreach and you've had that integrated with Salesforce or anything like that, you know that after you take all of the information down inside of the sales engagement system, then you have to go over to Salesforce. Then you have to convert the lead. Then you got to get the opportunity open. Then you got to get all your notes in there. It is one of the most cumbersome processes ever that's going to be eliminated by using a tool like this and having really good processes built out internally that helps to standardize how you're going through your task and how your reps are entering their information. So I love that I can open deals from here. Also see tickets that are open. So if I'm calling on customers, for instance, and I'm trying to upsell them, I could actually see okay, they actually had a ticket submitted. I see that so-and-so has handled it. Everything's good. And I don't have to worry about that coming up on the call. So Love having the single source of truth here. Now let's go back to the summary page. Okay, perfect. So one other thing that I always forget to mention, in terms of if you are like a manager or someone who's overseeing a team of reps, one thing that you can do as a super admin is you can filter by your different reps who have seats and have prospecting workspaces. So if I want to see like, what does Mandy have going on? Holy cow, she's got a lot of tasks to do. I will definitely shame her for this. But this is going to be one way that you can kind of oversee your team. As of right now, there's not like a space where you can get all of your rep data into one area, but I'm sure that's something that eventually will be worked on. But as a manager, you do have this feature. So I highly recommend checking this out right here. Okay, let me go back to myself. Perfect. All right. I don't think that I know this is a really quick demo. Hopefully it's been helpful to see how you can go through these things and help you see, again, if you've been a rep who's used some of those cobbled Frankenstein tech stacks, hopefully looking at this has been kind of an eye-opening experience and makes you super happy to use it. Please reach out to us with any questions. Also, if you just want to have like a 15-minute, 30-minute call with me, it also doesn't have to be super like pressure-filled or salesy. We can talk about Sales Hub and just kind of chop it up. So I think Karen will be sharing some information about how to book a meeting with me. And additionally, I think we should be having a poll coming up, just asking for some feedback on what do you think of the webinar and if you think it was informative and engaging. Oh, wow, we did get a good question here. Why HubSpot over any, wait, let me go back. Why HubSpot over any other CRM? Answer in one sentence. Wow, really putting us on the spot there. Let's see. I'm going to have to consider this for a minute. If anybody in the chat or out there has an answer to that with your reasoning as to why you'd go HubSpot over any CRM in one sentence, I would love to see those being populated. That is such a good one. Yeah, really good question. Ease of use. Love. Okay. Yeah, I think ease of use, honestly, is a really good one. If you've ever been a rep using Salesforce, you've probably cried a lot of tears, and it's not the most fun time, trust me. Okay, perfect. Keep those submissions coming in because I do want to know why you think HubSpot's one of the best tools to use in one sentence. That's very challenging. Okay, so we've got the poll going. I'm going to check that out real quick. But then the next thing I want to go over here, if you've got any feedback. So as I mentioned at the top here, the Prospecting Workspace it's new. It's in beta. It's obviously in public beta and everyone's using it. Justin, I'm sorry. I'm like trying to multitask. I can see all prospect and customer data in one place. So single source of truth, anybody? I'm probably the first person that's ever said that. I think that's a great reason. Okay, so, but lastly, with the Prospecting Workspace, it's new, and I know that their product team is still looking for feedback. Like, they want to know what's going to make it a more valuable tool. They don't just, like, put these things out there and then, like, not want to listen to the community. So if you're not familiar with the HubSpot community, that's how they would like you to submit some feedback that you might have. So if you're not familiar, you're going to want to visit the community at community.hubspot.com. And what you're going to do is you're going to submit your ideas to enhance the product. If there's anything that you see, like the one above about like editing properties from some of those views, I think that's a fantastic idea. So when you submit one of your ideas in the community, make sure that you have Prospecting Workspace in it so that the team that's working on that product can easily identify it. And if you go in there and see ideas that you like, make sure you upvote them. This is not just me saying that for fun. HubSpot actually looks at the community and they do deliver updates based on what people want inside the community. So I highly recommend this. Our Slack channel at Digital Reach, half the time is people throwing in community posts and like, give this an upvote, because we know how important it is to give that feedback. So it's really important that you do that. Make sure that you go to the community and do that across all of the parts of the product. It doesn't just have to be the Prospecting Workspace. Supan, it's a great platform, connects more than 1,000 apps natively. Yep, love it. Yep. Love it. I was back in the chat, guy. Oh my God, Stepan! What a treat. What do you have to add?
Hi, everyone. So sorry for technical problems. Yeah.
No, go ahead. Do you have anything to add that I might have missed on the work, Stepan? I'd hear your insights.
Yeah, so I saw a comment from Tammy around I got a lot of pressure to use Salesforce for everything, but use HubSpot for marketing. And she agrees that Salesforce is not user friendly. Yeah, so I would say that that's why I said ease of use. And also, if you are doing your sales activities inside HubSpot, everything connects, and it allows marketing and sales to have better and efficient handoffs. So all the data is in one platform. You can use the activities for some kind of marketing segmentation, and you can easily know using a custom view or a list or maybe some kind of report where your prospects are in their buyer journey. So, and like if you can easily segment based on that. So, but if you need to use Salesforce, HubSpot also integrates with Salesforce very well. And recently they rolled out that you can book meetings directly from Salesforce using HubSpot. And then you can also enroll in sequences. So those are the two new tools. If you're wondering where this is located, just go to your icon in HubSpot and click product updates. And under betas, you will see how much HubSpot is pushing out features. And I would say it's more than 100 in the last month. So it's that's why I would always like run with HubSpot. And there are no hidden fees, because when we are talking to our customers, there's no need to have a dedicated developer to maybe change something inside HubSpot. That's not true for Salesforce. You need to have somebody that's working on the dev side to change and adjust things. So, and not just Salesforce, any other CRM. And I would say in the next couple of months, the possibilities will even be more broader for HubSpot, because based on what is on the roadmap and it's shared quarterly, you can just see how HubSpot allows you to scale better. Yeah.
That's excellent. Yeah, and I also, to kind of piggyback on that, I think this prospecting workspace might make it maybe a little easier for Salesforce users to get their foot kind of dipped into HubSpot. So rather than buying Sales Loft or Outreach, if you're using Marketing Hub for marketing automation, this tool is now powerful enough where it does compete head to head with those tools. So you could go ahead and get Sales Hub and have maybe your, I don't know if your business is set up like this, but your SDR and BDR team, people that are booking meetings, they can be working inside of HubSpot, and then they can be like, syncing the data over to Salesforce once things become an opportunity. So that's one way to start getting your sales team in HubSpot. And then maybe eventually everyone sees how much better it is than Salesforce, and then you can do a full rip. I think that's one thing that's going to be opened up with this tool that's super exciting. Great point, Stepan. Okay, yeah. Tim, I see your question here about, sorry to cut you off. 1 second, Stepan. Karen Nichols, can you help me remember to find Mandy's Loom video about leads? She has a couple that are super, super informative. So I want to make sure that we get that out. Tim, I'll make sure to get that to you. Okay, Stepan.
Yeah, so I just want to add to that. I saw Tim's question. So Tim, we will get that to you and anybody else that's interested. Also, you can always check on YouTube Digital Reach Online Solutions channel. That's where all of the videos that we are sharing across platforms are like revamped to make it more streamlined for you to see, and also like connect on LinkedIn, because probably we're sharing 2 to 3 times a week, and always you can like DM me for any advice or chat. I'm available for that. And if you are thinking of switching to HubSpot Sales Hub from any other platform, don't be worried about, because we have a great sales adoption training, so that can be like tailored by your needs, number of teams, number of sales reps, and their know-how in HubSpot. So that is just like my additional things.
I love it. Stepan really is he will never toot his own horn, and I'm incredibly biased, but he is one of the best HubSpot trainers in the ecosystem. So do with that what you want. Perfect. I don't see any more questions coming in. If you have them, please send them over. But we're coming up right at time here. I really, really want to thank everyone for joining today. I saw a lot of good engagement in the chat when I was able to multitask. Not my strong suit, but I really appreciate it. Stepan, I really want to thank you. I know you were fighting some technical difficulties. I know it's late for you. You're an absolute rock star. Please do engage with us on social media. I mostly live on LinkedIn. I think Stepan's the same. So definitely connect with me if we aren't connected already. Shoot me a note. And if you have any HubSpot questions, again, like happy to help however I can. And if I don't know the answer, I always have a whole roster of folks on my team who do know it. So I'm always happy to do that for you guys.